Okay, so let's do one more refactoring now. So what we have now, we have got our web app. We've got our factory function in a separate file, but we can go one step further. We can actually put all our functions for our routes into a separate file. So what I will do now, I'm going to create a new file which I'm going to call shop routes.js. And then what I want to do is I want to take my routes for set price, buy, and even for the default route, put that into a separate module. So let's start off by doing the first one. So what I want to do is I want to create a function here, which I'm going to call shop routes. And then I'm going to create a factory function here. And then I'm going to say module.exports, okay, function here. I'm just putting the name here to make it explicit. This name, you can actually take it out, but I'm going to leave it here. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to return some routes. The first one is index. And then what I'm going to do is index. I'm going to create a function here, function. It's going to be our index route, request, response. And what I want to do now is I want to move this code into here, cut, Control S, and then if I go in here, so I'm going to put this in here, Control V, okay, I don't need this, rest.render, so I've got this in here, and then I'm going to go back to this. Okay, cool. So one thing that makes your refactoring easier, to make it easier, is actually to have ESLint installed. So currently I don't have ESLint installed. So let's do that quickly. My project can see how that helps me. So now I'm going to do here npm install --save dev ESLint. So I'm installing ESLint in my project. Don't currently have it. So let's see, install it. So as you currently see in this project, I don't have shop here. So if I were to now want to use this route, this will cause a problem. So now I have ESLint. So if I have ESLint, npx ESLint --init. So if we do this, so in this case, I want to use a popular style guide. I want to use a standard one. I want it in JavaScript. So now it will go. I say yes, install my dependencies. Now it install that. And now we run it. So now ESLint is installed. If I go back to my project, I close my routes. I should have an ESLint file now. Go to my shop routes. Okay, so one thing here, you see there's lots of errors now. Shop is sitting in the wrong place. Shop routes should be sitting here. So let's fix our linting problems quickly. Index here. So in this case, I do want to have semicolons. So what I want to go here is just, okay, I want to go here, ESLint intro, and I want to add some extra config. I want to basically add some extra config here to make sure my linting is the way I want it. So I do this, Control V, add some rules. See, so now it's looking better. So semicolon here, semicolon here. So now there's just one problem. The one problem I'm having here is the fact that shop isn't here. So what I want to do is I want to pass in the shop factory function as a dependency into this factory function. So what we actually now want to do is shop routes. Okay, I need a new line here. So now I need to pass in my shop routes into my shop factory function into my shop routes. So what I need to do here, now I see there's some linting problems here as well. So let's see what we can do about those. So fix all auto-fixable problems. Let's see what it can do. Whoops, okay, so it fixed all my linting issues for me, which is great. So what I can do now is I need to reference my shop routes. So now I'm going to say const shop routes equal require dot slash So now we're going to have shop roots here. So it's telling us we're not currently using shop roots, which is correct. So I'm going to say const shop roots equal shop roots. And what we're going to do here, we're going to inject this dependency in there. So I'm going to say shop needs to go in here. So shop is going to go in here. What I can do now for my default root, you see already, now I can say here shop roots dot index is going to go in here. So let's see what's happening now. So shop roots is all cool now. So let's see now if I go back to this, Control R. So it's not working. Let's see what's happening. I stopped it here. So I run that, Control R. So let's set our price to 20 and see how many we bought. We bought 5 things, buy it. Okay, and that's working well. So you will see that all our roots are still working, and because they're sharing the same shop instance. Although one root is in a separate module, we pass in this dependency, and our other root is still in here. It's still working. So what I can do now is I can go ahead and move all my roots into my roots module. Okay, so the other thing I want to do now is, so here we want to go do the same for set price. So I'm going to do that for set price. So I can say shop roots dot set price. So I do that. So now we can go in here. We can say function. Let's see, what did I do here? Control V. So I can just do function set price, and then I can put this here, set price. Okay. So let's see, Control R, 23. Cool, I can set the price, I can buy 1, so that's working. Set price is working. I can go now, let's do the buy as well. I'm going to do Control X, and then we're going to say shop roots dot buy. So let's have a look with that. Then we want to go to our roots. We want to put that function here, and we want to say buy. Okay, so that's like that. Let's put buy in here. Buy. Okay, so now there's no linting errors. So let's go here, shop roots at buy, and I even take some space out here. So let's have a look. Refresh, things are okay now. So let's set the price of 12, let's buy 5. So then we expect 60. Okay, so that's working well. So now we can clean things up even here a little bit, take out a few spaces here. Okay, so that's looking cool. So we can do that. And I even want to put all my requires on top, and then I'll put it down here and start instantiating variables. Okay, so initialize some instances. Okay, so now we have this express, our factory function here, we pass that into our root, then down here we're using our roots, and here, so now everything is working, and now all our roots is sitting in the separate file here, and it's getting the factory function passed in into the constructor function. And then everything is working. So now all the logic is sitting in a separate module, and all our configuration for the root is sitting here, and that's forwarding it onto the factory function from here based on the roots. So yeah, so now our code is already much cleaner.